In terms of how do you handle crisis communication in the context of email marketing, I would probably draw attention to a bad example first. Learn from your mistakes here. I recently got an email from a club that I had at one point been a member of. The subject was driving after alcohol consumption from the club. And it started off with a headline, "You must have a plan B. Dear Chris, as a result of recent alcohol-related instances, changes of stance in court, we are required to minimize risks to our customers and staff." So that already is like, I'm already saying that what does that word salad even mean? I sort of got an idea. Then it was where it was once well recognized that it was the customer's decision to consume alcohol prior to driving any motorized vehicle. It is now not acceptable for an RSA or responsible service of alcohol server to knowingly blah, blah, blah. Again, it's sort of I'm not sure what the whole point of that sentence even is, whereas it was once well recognized. It's just this sort of conjecture. It's not really saying anything that anyone doesn't already know about responsible service of alcohol. It then said, if you would like to consume beverages, please make sure you have a plan B, which is a good message. We want to avoid cutting off a known driver and causing any embarrassment. What does that mean? We want to avoid cutting off a known driver. Are they trying to say we want to avoid the embarrassment of saying, "Oh, we can't serve you anymore"? I think that's what they're trying to say. But known driver. Again, this is just an example to me of poor crisis communication because it's written so appallingly. They haven't engaged a professional corporate or business communicator to draft and send this. It's gone through an approval process. No one's really had any idea of what they're doing or how to write or to get the clarity of the message across. They've just sort of made a draft. It's sort of got these weird emotive statements. It's ambiguous. There's just not much right with it. It's essentially, you still sort of know that they're trying to say that there's been a crisis. You can infer that there's been a crisis. Someone's got in trouble. The club's been implicated in irresponsible service of alcohol. So they've sent out this piece of crisis communication to try and mitigate any further damage to the club's reputation and or financial exposure to these very stringent laws around the service of alcohol and drink driving from licensed establishments. Again, ambiguity is your enemy in crisis communication. You're saying that there's a problem, a situation, an issue, conflict, whatever it might be, the crisis, and then you're then establishing a resolution, an answer, a solution very clearly. If you don't do that effectively, you've failed at the one job you're trying to do. So often in crisis communication, it's what you don't say, what you don't do. Don't use 1,000 words to say 250 when 250 words will get the message across. It just makes you seem like you don't really know what you're trying to say. And I've seen pieces of crisis comms come out that were 6,000 words long, and I sent it to a fellow corporate professional, as I did with this club comms that I got recently, just to say, look at this word salad. Like, they really need to hire a decent comms director or PR, consultant or whatever it is, so they can get on top of this and not make this mistake again. Because quite frankly, it's embarrassing and it does more harm to your organizational reputation and brand reputation than any good it might do. Crisis comms is an art form. Good comms directors will almost have an instinct of how to do it. They've done it so much. And you want to just say what you have to say succinctly, quickly, and then you want to get out of Dodge. It's done, dusted, move on.